There we go. Hello, hello. Proper greetings to y'all. Welcome to this week's Booster Bestiary. Every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, I will crack one of 6 random booster packs and try to make a Pathfinder Second Edition monster for it within 30 minutes or less. So let's see what we got today. Replaced the Zendikar pack with a Forgotten Realm Adventures in the Forgotten Realms pack. We still have that Elphaba and Wyvern pack there in case we want to try something non-magic, but that is all up to the dice, unless somebody out there in chat has a specific preference. So let's go ahead and roll, because I really don't got a lot of news that I wouldn't rather... Oh, I do have one bit of news. Here we go. Okay, I forget about this. I recently got Legendary Games Cartomancer. It's a complete base class for Second Edition. I'm really excited to read more about it from what I've seen. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. The book itself is gorgeous, interior and exterior. I'm going to do a full review of it this Friday at 4 o'clock, wherever you're watching this. So head on by and see what I think of this here third-party class by Andrew Stockale of Legendary Games. Alright, so let's go ahead and give this a roll and see what we get. ST, that is Strixhaven. Alright, Strixhaven School of Mages here on my Spice and Wolf playmat. Alright, so Strixhaven is kind of the magical school setting of Magic the Gathering. This set came out, I think, in 2021, or it might have been the last 2020 release. Alright, so we got ourselves a nice art card, a mountain, fractal summoning. Oh, that would be pretty cool. Fractal creatures get progressively larger as time goes along. Fractally, they get just bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So that is a potential kind of thing. They're kind of like an elemental made of pure math. They're kind of like an Aeon, actually. Alright. So we got Make Your Mark. Not a creature, not really going to work for us. We got a Relic Sloth. Giant Sloth pack animal. Menacing. We got ourselves here a Shaman. Historic Shaman. Turns relics into spirit creatures. I really like that a lot. Kind of like a cross here between a shaman and a occultist. I'm putting that one also in the maybe pile. We got Excavated Wall. It's a wall. It has relics in it. Not really all that into wall. More of a hazard, if anything else. And I don't even see anything hazardous about that, unfortunately. Not that it wouldn't be a great element for any campaign. Don't get me wrong here. Alright, we got here a Tome Shredder. Literally a dog that eats homework to become stronger. Ooh, I really like that as well. Putting that there. We got here Thrilling Discovery. We got a Show of Confidence. That's what I definitely need, more confidence. Our rare here is Devastating Mastery. Blows up everything. Cool, cool, cool. Ooh, we got ourselves here a special layer card, Snakeskin Veil. Kibbles and Scripts. Oh, yes, my playmat is a Spice and Wolf playmat I got commissioned at Anime Expo 2014? I used to always go to an artist table and get something every year as a little memento, and when I started realizing they could be making playmats, there you have it. And here we have, man, how do you say that? Biomathematician. It's a wizard who makes fractal creatures. That would be really cool too, but you know what? I would like a dog that could eat homework because I have made too many humanoids on this stream. So we are going to go ahead with our homework eating dog. That is, of course, the Tomb Shredder. Kibbles and Scripts. Oh, I love that. Yes. Kibbles and Scripts, says Param. Yay, puppy. Alright, Tome Shredder. Let me just get that up on the focus here. Yes. Alright. Alright, so first thing I immediately see, this is a wolf. So the first tip the Game Mastery Guide gives you is if your monster is anything like an existing monster, you should definitely pull that monster up first and see what the standard one does. It's just great advice. It greatly simplifies monster creation. So wolves are, of course, animals. They're normally creature level 1, but this one is kind of a magical puppy. He's faster than a normal puppy, and he is able to get empowered by eating scrolls and spellbooks, which makes this the scourge of many, many a wizard. Although, if I were GMing, I would definitely prefer to use this as something that attacked another NPC wizard spellbook. Probably shouldn't be using it to eat your player spellbook. I'm still just going to make this, I think, a level 5, because the Direwolf's level 3. This is smaller than a Direwolf, but it has that cool special ability, and the kind of ability you would want to deal with second level magic. Call me crazy like that if you must. It's just how I see things. Wolves, of course, have no language. Description is the card itself. All right, let's go ahead and look at stats for a normal wolf. We're going to give it some moderate, slightly above moderate strength. Let's give it a +3 strength. Wolves are surprisingly dexterous in this system. So much so that, did I mark this thing's level correctly? Creature 5. Oh, there it is. There we go. All right. I am using PF Tools for this. It is a great resource for monster creation, as it has a lot of the preset settings in there right there for you. But you do have to put in the right level, and sometimes that takes multiple clicks. There we go. All right, so let's give it moderate strength. Let's give it higher than moderate dexterity, because this is only medium-sized, and dogs are surprisingly fast and dexterous. We'll give it slightly below average con. Just -4 intelligence. It's still just a wolf. It is attracted to eating magic, but no matter how many books you eat, you will not, in fact, get any smarter. I'd say believe me, but then people would wonder why I am picking eating books. I'm going to give it -1 charisma, because I think it's funny that it's slightly more charismatic than a normal dog, just because I would be... actually, no. Let's give it -2 charisma. Nobody wants a dog eating their books, right? I don't want a dog eating my books. Yes, it's a rust monster for nerds. It is, in fact, a rust monster for nerds. All right. We're going to give it pretty low AC. Like, let's just go with 19 for AC. I enjoy the idea of giving it higher will than reflex. Normally, a wolf has higher fort than... Sorry. Normally, a wolf has higher fort than will. I enjoy giving this a higher will. Actually, no. I'm going to give it the low will that a wolf normally has, which for this level would be 9. But I am going to give it a bonus against magic. So let's give it a +2 circumstance bonus to saving throws versus spells. Believe that's how you would call that out. Not 100% sure, and as usual, you always want to double check with something else, like a dragon. +1 status to all saves versus magic. All right, let's give it that then. +1 status to all saves versus magic. There we have it. Because he eats magic for breakfast, quite literally. Exactly. Yes, Param already got my thought. I was thinking Starlight Breaker from Nanoha, which is a spell that takes all the latent magical energy and throws it at somebody. That will definitely... I love the idea of this guy getting empowered if spells are cast near him. Which makes me think he should probably... Yeah, alright. Just a thought for another time. Let's go ahead and give him... No resistances or weaknesses. I'm tempted to give him some kind of ability that might give him a resistance to the same school of magic he last consumed. But that would be an ability, not a built-in weakness. Now, wolves only need perception, acrobatics, athletics, stealth, and survival, of which athletics is, in fact, the low one. So let's give him low athletics. Everything else is moderate. Man, I'm like tempted to give him like Arcana or something, but no, he doesn't know what he's eating. He just likes eating it. I like giving wolves Intimidate because he has no ranged options, and against a range-heavy party of like archers or what have you, he needs something he could. Well, they still can't intimidate without languages. You know what? No, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. I don't want to make this too complicated and too lengthy, or people will miss out on what's important about this creature, and that is that he is the scourge of your homework. Give him a slightly higher than normal perception. He, of course, has low light vision and scent imprecise 30 feet. And we need to give him a detect magic. Let's spell sense? Magic sense? Is there some kind of special sense like that in Pathfinder? I think there is. Nightmare Track is GM, yeah. Let's give him spell sense. Which we will describe in his abilities. We don't really need to. It's pretty self-explanatory. He could sense spells. He could hear spells. He could sniff spells. He has a sixth sense for it. Let's call it Tome sense. I like that. And we will have to define that then, because that sounds weird. And when creatures have weird senses, you better define them, or people are going to be like, wait, what does it do? All right. Let's go ahead and... All right. Offense. His speed will be a well-deserved 35 feet. His attack will be high? Yeah, his attack will be high, which would be a plus 15. That does 2d8 plus 7. Oh, those are traits. That does 2d8 plus 7. And this will do piercing plus knockdown, because it is still a wolf. Oh, I put that there. There we go. Jaws plus 9. Yep, so he has his Jaws attack. He bites things. He bites them good. If he has some kind of special ability, we might have to return to that attack later. But this is the fun part where we get to think of special abilities. Spell scent. Okay, I like that. Scent. Spell scent. Thank you, thank you. All right, so special abilities. This guy will, in fact, have... Tome Shred? Tome Eat? Tome Devour? Yeah, Tome Shred sounds good. He is, after all, a Tome Shredder. Which reminds me, I do have to put that name in there. Tome Shredder. Alright, so Tome Shred. That is an offense. It is a single action with the attack trait. Tome Shred. Let's make this kind of like a combat maneuver. We're going to do it very similar to... Man, could you do a counteract check with... I don't want to get into counteract checks. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. The Dispel Magic rules in 2nd E are really tight, like, in terms of balance, but let's not get into counteract checks right now, please. So let's just go ahead and do it like a combat maneuver. So I'm going to go ahead and check out how... Grapple. Alright, so Tome Shred. The Tome Shredder attacks a... Tome Shredder, not Home Shredder. The Tome Shredder attacks a scroll or spellbook. Do you have to say visible with something like this? Probably not. A held or worn. There we go. Attacks a held or worn. Held, worn, or unattended. You could eat them off the ground. Or unattended. Actually, you know, I think I know how I'm going to do this. The Tome Shredder is not going to attack them when they're being held. He has to knock them down first, which could be added to the bite. So it'll be kind of like a disarm for books added to the bite instead of a normal knockdown. Or maybe if it's an additional knockdown. Ooh, yeah, there we have it. All right, so before he could shred the tome, let's just put that down there. I like to order the abilities in the order in which they're meant to be used. That really helps the GM. So we're going to start here with a... let's make it a reaction so we can only do it once per round. Let's call this... we'll think of a name afterward. Let's just make this a reaction with the attack. You can't have the attack trait and a reaction. So let's say when the Tome Shredder successfully... Oh, we need to make this a reaction, don't we? Blah, 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 blah. Trip, disarm, falling. All right. All right, when the Tome Shredder successfully... All right, requirements, trigger. The Tome Shredder successfully trips a creature holding or wearing a scroll or spellbook. The effect. The Tome Shredder. How is disarm worded? Drops? I think the word drop is used with disarm, is it? Disarm, knock out of the creature's grasp. Knock the item out of the target's grasp. The Tome Shredder knocks the scroll or spellbook off the creature. Alright, so once per round, when the Tome Shredder knocks a creature out, it can take his book. The ability should just be Shred Tome. Thank you. So to disarm, we're going to call that disarm, dispamphlet, disbook, discover. I think that's lame, but I will think of something better later. So this is his pseudo disarm ability. It lets him knock the book out of people's hands or off their body, or scrolls off their bodies. Scroll. I'm gonna put scroll case or spellbook. A magic scroll or spellbook, because it can sense magic. It is looking for magic. All right. So the Shred Tome will still have the attack trait. The Tome Shredder attacks an unattended scroll or spellbook. Make a jaw strike against DC 10? 5. It's on the ground. It's a scroll. Do I really want him to have to... Yeah. And then he will apply the follow... okay, so you make a jaw strike against DC 5. Well, what was the jaw strike? Plus 15, so it's going to crit almost all the time. Let's make it against a DC 10. It does have to get through that paper. This will make it so that on a 1... He will always succeed except on a 1, which... Okay, you're fine with that. It is paper on the ground. He should be able to survive that. The reason I'm doing this is because if you get that crit, which means you roll a 10 or higher on this, he'll get a little bit better of a bonus. So critical success as success, but the Tome Shredder gets +2 instead. Now the success, when he eats a scroll, the Tome Shredder empowers himself. So he will empower himself as though it were a buff. So the Tome Shredder gets a +1 status bonus on attack rolls and AC. Let's double check here with Bless. Maybe I should do it per spell level, or is that too big? This is level 5. What are you doing? You're putting trees to my grimoire again. Yes, you are. +1 status bonus, 2 attack rolls. +1 status bonus, 2, not on. 2 attack rolls and AC. As success with the Tome Shredder gets a +2 instead. With a DC 10 and you have a 15, so you're rolling for a 5. So this is almost like saying +1.7 to a stat. It's not amazing, but this does have the added value of you're destroying the tomb. So the Tome Shredder, the target is destroyed. And the Tome Shredder gets. Alright, cool. And I don't need to write failure or critical failure because that just means you missed the attack. Great. So it can make a jaw strike. On a regular success, it gets a bonus. On a critical success, it gets a +2 bonus. Oh, I need to say for how long? For 1 minute. Let's say for, yeah, okay, 1 minute. I was tempted to say like 1 round per spell level, but let's not make things too complicated. Success broken, crit success destroyed. Ooh, I like that. The target is broken. A success, alright, the target is broken or destroyed if already broken. As a success, but the target is broken, is destroyed, and the Tome Shredder DC. Actually, I will do it like this: make it DC 0 if the target is broken. There we go. DC 5. That's the same thing for this. All right, there we have it. So, on a success, the or spellbook becomes broken, and the shredder gets +1 status bonus. On a critical success, the target's destroyed, and you get +2 bonus. Also, the DC becomes 5 if the target's already broken, so the Tomb Shredder could spend 2 actions and go whack whack. It will take some multiple attack penalty, but it will become way more likely to completely destroy that tome and get that +2 bonus. Great. Discover. I still don't like Discover as the name for the disarm. Let's just call it Disarm Tome. I want to make some kind of grim war pun, but I'm not in the right mood to make puns right now. Not that I've ever said that before, but for once, I'm not in the mood to make puns. Ooh, I forgot hit points. How dare I forget hit points on this poor creature. You need hit points, don't you? Why did I put a 1? Hit points, hit points, hit points, hit points. That should be under defense. Defense. Here we go. Immunity, reflex, hit points. Let's give it 76 hit points. That's a little bit above average, but that's okay. All right. Do I still have... Oh, I still have 8 minutes. Well, I could try... Oh, yeah, I got one more ability. No, that's enough abilities on this, honestly. It bites a tome, it shreds it. It has what it needs. Spell scent, imprecise. All right, we are good on that. So one more thing I did want to bring up, in addition to the Cartomancer book, that I am going to be doing more third-party reviews on Fridays. I'm looking forward to another release recently announced today on Legendary Games. I believe it's called The Emissary. And I am still looking forward to doing this Cartomancer book here. And then again on Tuesday, I will make another monster here with booster packs, which hopefully I will get fast at those, fast enough and making those monsters that I'll be able to do 2 a week, which would be especially exciting. I made some more content on No Direction you could see was posted this morning if you want to see more bubble archetypes. And for some more quick news, there was also some great Mwangi Expanse fiction posted on the Paizo blog yesterday, and you should totally go and check that out. They've also posted the iconic nanosite, which really excites me because just the concept of the nanosite alone is enough to make me absolutely love it, and I'll probably spend a whole Friday just talking about how much I love the nanosite and all the neat stuff you could do with it, because I don't get enough Starfinder content. And I'm really glad we have that available for us. So thank you again for joining me here today. Sorry to cut this short, but like I said, once I get experienced enough with the PF2 builder, we could hopefully upgrade to 2 creatures a week. I will replace this booster pack probably with another unhinged pack, but we will see next week to double check. Please go ahead and check me out. If you get here soon enough, you'll be able to help pick the monster and pick the pack for me. Otherwise, as usual, I will roll. And for now, I am going to roll on off and go ahead and make dinner for everybody. So have yourself a wonderful week, and you could always, as usual, meet me on Discord or any of my other social medias to give me your mind on anything, and I will be glad to listen and give my 2 cents.